And we'll be getting started in just a couple moments. Enjoy the royalty-free music by Honors Radio.
All the games you made for me got me thinking if you're okay. You call me, I'm alone. Maybe I'm just lonely. You keep me up all morning, babe. 'Cause I've been having dreams of you. Back to something, maybe we could be more than nothing. Maybe we could have it all. I can't go low, 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 low. They don't gotta know. So maybe we could have it all. Maybe I'm falling down without you. Go into hiding. I'll never be flying now. Baby, I look just like the colors. Got me feeling.
Welcome Emmy J to the live studio audience. Welcome DW Designs to Sell to the studio audience. We appreciate you joining us today at Honors Radio with your host Dante Smith. Please enjoy the royalty-free music that we have available for you as we just take a couple more moments as we allow others to join us today.
You could be my only one, or you could be all the boys I know. All the games you made for me got me thinking if you're okay. You call me, I'm alone. Maybe I'm just lonely.
Hello, hello, hello. Everybody is saying hello. The love is real.
Dreams of you.
Thank you, Emmy J, for sharing our live show. Do me a favor, if you are in the studio audience, go ahead and share Honors Radio and let everyone know Honors Radio and Dante Smith. Hey, we live.
Maybe we could have it all. Maybe I'm falling down without you. Go into hiding. I'll never be flying now. Baby, I look just like the colors. Got me feeling alive. In my mind, it's like butterflies over again.
Thank you, DW Designs to Sell, for sharing our live show. We do appreciate you. Thank you, Tamika Smith 2502, for sharing our live show.
It's like butterflies over again. You could be my only one, or you could be all the boys I know.
All right. Welcome, Diavion 67, to our live studio. We appreciate you joining Honors Radio as we serve up the nation's top news 3 days a week from Pod being live. Do me a favor, when you jump into the studio audience, go ahead and share Honors Radio and let everyone know we are live and ready to go.
It's a rewind.
Okay.
There's no such thing as doing nothing with your life.
Okay.
Strip and clean up the things I always see as me.
Thank you again for tuning in to Honors Radio with your host, Dante Smith, on this special Thursday edition. Sorry we missed you yesterday. I had a long day and I just couldn't find the strength to do it. But today, hey, it's a brand new day. We're here to serve up the nation's top news 3 days a week from Podbean Live. So do me a favor, sit back, relax, as we serve up the nation's top stories to keep you informed on your drive, at home, or just simply, hey, on the go. From our nation's top stories to our topic of the day, we are gonna cover it absolutely all. Remember, join me just 3 days a week from Podbean Live, and don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe, and let everyone know Honors Radio, hey, we live. Welcome always. We do have our co-host Emmy J popping in, I'm sure periodically, to give her input. We always love to hear what she has to say on our topics of the day. Just some quick housekeeping for us, if possible. Please make sure you are also subscribing and sharing Honors Radio on Podbean. Today is, of course, Thursday, and that's going to be the 13th. So today we are taking call-ins, and we would love to hear your opinion on and your thoughts on today's stories of the day. Now, just a few upcoming additions to Honors Radio. I always like to let you know we will soon have our weekly one-on-one interviews available. Sports talk and our topic of the day will soon become its own radio show as we take important topics and turn them into knowledge and insight for us all. Quote of the day is from Glenn Sten, and it says, "Marriage gives us the security of tying another person to us and us to them. But marriage itself also serves as a general wall of protection from illness in ways that cohabitation does not." Well, enough is enough. Let's get to the national news. The Department of Health and Human Services announced on Monday that the Biden administration is reversing a policy that limited protections for transgender people in healthcare. The change will bar healthcare providers and other health-related organizations that receive federal funding from discriminating based on someone's gender, identity, or sexual orientation. Makes sense. We need that. Now, HHS Secretary Xavier Becerra said in a statement, the Supreme Court has made clear that people have the right to not be discriminated against based on sex and receive equal treatment under the law, no matter their gender, identity, or sexual orientation. Now, he also added, fear of discrimination can lead individuals to forego care, which can have serious negative health consequences. This makes total sense to me. This is something definitely the Trump administration had enacted back in June of 2020, finalized its rollback of the protection against gender identity discrimination in healthcare, which was regulated by the Obamacare. Now, so he basically rolled back all of that. Now, Dr. Rachel Levine, Assistant Secretary for Health, said the mission of our department is to enhance the health and well-being of all Americans, no matter their gender identity or sexual orientation. Adding, all people need access to healthcare services to fix a broken bone, protect their heart health, and screen for cancer risk. I'm so glad the Biden administration decided to make this change. This was a crappy decision on the Trump administration. So everyone needs care, regardless of what your sex, your gender. I don't care what's going on. Everyone needs care, and they need equal and honest care, and not people that treat them like garbage. That's in no way should be the American way. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Next up. Now the states are pushing. Sorry about that. Let's give me something to drink here. Now states are pushing the unemployed now to get back to work, to help businesses, large and small, find workers that need to emerge from the COVID-19 recession. Yeah, there's people out there still chilling at home getting that paper. Now, some states are reinstating a requirement that anyone who collects unemployment must look for work. Makes sense. It's about that time. I believe it's time. How long is truly long enough is a good question, but honestly, long enough is now. I know a lot of them are getting more money than they would normally get. It's $300. Some of them even $300 more than they would normally get on a normal check. So I can see the incentive for being lazy. I can see the incentive. Believe me. Now, 14 months after COVID-19 put hundreds of thousands of people out of work, the U.S. The economy is said to be rebounding, and employers are now desperate for workers. But folks getting paid more, are literally getting paid more to chill at home than to go to work. So, I mean, what would you do? If you have a conscience and you have a working spirit, you would definitely be up trying to get that money. But if you have a lazy spirit at heart, then you're definitely going to take the easy way out. Now, the challenge was highlighted Friday when employers nationwide added 266,000 jobs, far fewer than expected. And businesses reported that they couldn't find people to fill these positions. To encourage people to return to work, more states are actually making it harder for people to stay on unemployment. And now many blame the easy benefits that followed the pandemic, which is obvious, including what is now $300 a week supplemental federal payment on top of their state benefits. So they're making more money than me. They're bringing more money than me, and they're chilling at home. Chilling at home. Now, several states have begun requiring those receiving unemployment benefits to show they are actively searching for work, and few will stop providing the a few will stop providing the additional federal supplement, and that's what's literally going to happen. Now, this is interesting because I think we all knew there would be people that take advantage. They're going to be taking advantage of the help provided. But is it really taking advantage? I want to think about it as this: is it really taking advantage if it's something that is being offered? And now I say yes, it's still taking advantage, even though it's being offered. They offer they offer aid, and they offer food stamps. Just because you qualify doesn't mean you should get them, especially if you have a job that you're able to maintain. So just because you qualify for something doesn't necessarily mean you need to be utilizing that particular something. Now, people just aren't motivated to work when they can wake up and do nothing and make more getting up and taking a crap than taking crap from the boss. So why would they? Why would they want to go to work and take crap from a boss when they could sit home and make that same money plus a little extra? So I understand the confliction that they're going through. And I think the only way to get people to go back to work is either cut the benefit altogether or start creating more positive incentives for returning to work. Some Americans are just lazy at heart, and that is a choice. And I don't judge that choice because I got to get up and go to work regardless. But that is their choice. And yes, absolutely, DW Designs, it does boil down to work ethic. And they do, and some individuals just do not have that, or have the will, or even the need or want to do that. There's a lot of people out there living off what they feel they're entitled to. So that's unfortunate. But I'm sure the government will start to cut that pretty soon. So it's only a matter of time, people. I would suggest you get on your P's and Q's and make sure you're taking care of business. Get those jobs while they're available. Now, in other national news, the Biden administration is preparing to release $5 billion in new housing vouchers. Housing voucher, again, people, that's Section 8, approved in latest COVID relief bill. Now, the goal is to help 70,000 low-income families at risk of homelessness due to the pandemic. Now, this is valuable. This is valuable. Brush up. I just seen your comment on there. Brush up on your interview skills, your STAR skills. Absolutely, Mom taught me to use those STAR skills. If you guys are going to need to be interviewing, you might want to use those STAR skills. Good point. Good point. Now, continue on with the voucher. Yes, as I was saying, it is basically the old Section 8 program, but it can be hard to use these vouchers now, which allow recipients to pay just 1/3 of their income on the rent. Oh, goodness gracious, that would be amazing, with government covering the rest. Now, well, that would be amazing, but a little bit frustrating because I don't want the government on my back. No, if you want the government on your back, you better than me, because I don't need them in my business. Now, some families must wait years to get one of these. Now, those lists are so long, you'll be better and further in life before you get that approval, and by then you don't even qualify. How can I get that deal? DW Designs, I don't know how you can get that deal. You don't want that deal. That's not a good deal. Welcome that guy D86 to Honors Radio. I appreciate you joining the studio audience today. Now, as we were discussing, the Section 8 are now what are they called? The new housing vouchers. Now, again, the lists are extremely long. You're better off improving yourself and improving your financial and life situation, because it's going to take you that long in order to even get approved for these vouchers. If you do qualify, well, and that's the best case scenario. By some estimates, up to 30% of families, 30% of the families nationally can't use this government voucher because they encounter one hurdle or another. One big hurdle: landlords. They're not willing to participate in these programs any longer. and it's a huge challenge to get them to approve or even accept these vouchers these days. Some cities, even like Sacramento, are now actually offering incentives, such as a one-time $2,500 bonus to encourage landlords to actually sign up. So it's very difficult to utilize these vouchers, but they are going to be coming in abundance as $5 billion has been put into these housing vouchers. Now, some people believe the voucher holders are not. There's this huge stigma over the voucher program. Again, previously they called that the Section 8. Some people believe that the voucher holders are irresponsible tenants, or even though the government actually guarantees the rent, the landlords still are like, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it, son. I can't do it. and I can understand from their point of view. It's a business decision, man. And even though the renter is only paying a third, I need that third. So so if you don't pay your third, then I'm a third out. So that's not going to help me when I got mortgage to pay on this particular property or whatever the case may be. So what they've been doing, that there is laws to protect tenants from discrimination in these particular cases, but there's ways around that they've been utilizing. They've been hiring the rent. They've been making the rent so high that the government just says, hey, they can't do it. Well, we can't pay that amount, so we can't help you with that. So you got to find another rental. They also, what they've been doing is, with the rental users, they need to do inspections, and the landlords actually fail these inspections intentionally, and intentionally failing the inspections in order to avoid getting these tenants in there. About 15 states, actually, 15 states and several dozen cities have laws that prohibit such discrimination. But there's no way to to find out if the landlord is acting fraudulently. They'll run credit checks, which obviously a lot of voucher holders are more likely to fail those. So they do a lot of things in order to avoid taking these vouchers. Now, again, I can see the business side of it, but I can also see the personal side of it, which is these people are in need. And anybody that's needing a voucher is definitely in need of some assistance, and especially in these times, in this day and age, when we're going through this pandemic, and there's people being evicted from their homes, and there's just so much stuff going on. Why not take that responsibility on as a landlord and try to help somebody out? That's all. I just don't understand that. We're going to move on to our final national news topic. Yes, absolutely. DW Designs. It is absolutely agreed. But we do have some light news and some better news in national services. In our national spotlight, Americans can begin applying for $50 off of their monthly internet bill as part of an emergency government program to keep people connected during the pandemic. So that deserves an applause. $50 off. Not bad. Not bad at all. The $3.2 billion program is part of a $900 billion December pandemic relief package. Now, the government is increasing spending on broadband as the pandemic made the idea that millions of Americans did not have access to the internet and could not afford or even just could not afford the internet at all. In order to go to school or go to work, they had no access. Now, it's unclear how long the money will last, but it's expected to be several months. So you better get in where you fit in while you can get in. Now, tens of millions of people are eligible, although the Federal Communications Commission, which is administering the program, did not specify a number. Now, your household is eligible if you receive food stamps, I'm out. Have a child in the free or reduced price school lunch program, I'm out. Use Medicaid, and I'm out. Or lost income during the pandemic and made $99,000 for single filers or $198,000 for joint filers. I'm in the money. The eligibility requirements are also available, if you want to check it out, at getemergencybroadband.org. You can get the discount even if you owe your phone or cable company. Even if you owe money, you're good to go. So don't be too scared to reach out and check that getemergencybroadband.org. That's important because some people have been barred. They've been barred from low cost plans offered by internet service providers when they've owed their service provider money. This is a huge deal, especially in these times. Give us something. Give me something. Something that's going to help me out. So that is awesome. And man, I'm glad we were able to finish off with that particular national news. Next up, I do have my monologue. I'm just going to run to it. My monologue is always interesting. Simply is a time to get some thoughts and emotions out as a therapeutic way of coping with the day's madness. Some may agree, others will disagree, but hell, the points and emotions need to be shared. In these times, we need a trusted partner in life, period. With so much going on in America, it's hard to find a solution to bring happiness to oneself unless you find solace in the drama. I don't find comfort in drama. And it seems in today's society, that's all we can expect. Having someone you trust is now a must. In these times, I have a sense. My dogs always tend to do this right when I'm in the middle of it. My dog, give me 1 second. Love my pugs. Anyway, in these times, I have a sense of warmth, knowing I am not going through this madness alone. In this nation right now, we need more than anything solid, trusted partnerships. Someone who rides for you as you ride for them. The craziness we are experiencing these days, you need a person that you trust. So you relieve that sadness, panic, and the disruption we're all feeling in these days. There's too much going on, not just in our country. Look it over at Israel and Palestine. It's crazy right now. You need someone to talk to. You need someone you trust. And now I specifically say trust for a reason, because people cohabitate every day with people they can't trust. They can't trust their honest thoughts, their honest feelings, which can be a cause for concern when we're starting to speak more about mental health and the unprecedented issues we're all experiencing over the last year and a half. Nowadays people are more interested in financial arrangements rather than the emotional attachment, which tend to lead to healthier relationships and reinforce trust. And I believe that comes from the increase in people cohabitating with no future of marriage. My dogs are going crazy right now. I'm not sure what they're doing right now. They're running all over the place. Now is the time people need to lock down those trusted partners. They are extremely far and few in between. So take this time and get your trusted house in order. Now, I bring this up because it does tie directly into the topic of the day, which we will get to in just a bit. But before we get to that, we got to rap a little bit. Next up, let's rap. That's the part of the show when we throw out rapid fire topics and discuss the nonsense that hits the news. But before we get to rapping, we'll be right back with more Honors Radio and your host, Dante Smith. Legacy Learning Systems learn and master. In the world of cheap, overhyped, learn this overnight instructional videos, Legacy nails it at every angle. Founded to produce truly comprehensive multimedia training courses for those who want serious instruction in the comfort of their homes. Legacy believes that learning should be fun, unintimidating, and systematic, with each new skill building on the previous one. Nearly all of us have that one thing we've always wanted to learn, maybe to sing, to dance, or even to play an instrument. Whatever it is, we all have something we wish we could do. A personal dream to even conquer. Well, Legacy Learning System now has LearnAndMaster.com, where their mission is to make difficult skills accessible through multimedia self-education courses and to bring your personal dreams within reach. Success starts with the first lesson laid out in the easy-to-follow step-by-step progression with everything you need in one place. Gone are the times you need to buy countless training videos from a patchwork of sources. Perhaps most importantly, you won't have to learn alone, as their online support community is an integral part of the learning process and free for all of their students. To get started on your Learn and Master lesson, click the link in the description to get started. And we're back with Honors Radio and your host, Dante Smith. And it is time to wrap. Hopefully we can get our co-host MEJ on here to show us some love and show her her side of things when it comes to these rap topics. So let's go ahead. And again, this is the time of the show when we're going to throw out some rapid topics and just discuss the nonsense that has hit the news. First thing that pops up for us today, as Amazon has blocked 10 billion listings in a counterfeit crackdown. Now, Amazon has been under pressure from shoppers, brands, and lawmakers to crack down on the counterfeits on its site. They had a ton of them. They still probably do have a ton of them. They blocked more than 10 billion suspected phony listings last year before any of their offerings could be sold. So they're trying to do a little something. But they have a ton of them, and they're not alone, as eBay is the same exact freaking way. It's interesting because I know a ton of items still get listed and sold each and every day. So it's going to take a whole hell of a lot to find the extensive amount of counterfeit products that are being circulated through the United States, from China, from wherever else the counterfeits come from. Where else do counterfeits come from? South Korea? I think they come from South Korea. I don't know. Something like that. Now, it's a difficult task, obviously, to find counterfeits. The Amazon says they have some kind of system or some kind of algorithm that tries to basically scan each one of the postings and finds to see if it's a counterfeit. But that doesn't seem like that makes any sense to me, because you kind of have to see the product, kind of have to have the product in hand in order to know if it's counterfeit. I don't know how you can do that from a picture, but that's neither here nor there. Always, I would say, be wary of buying from Amazon if you're trying to buy certain items. Most of the stuff is great. Most of the stuff is not fraudulent or counterfeit. And yes, it is extremely hard to regulate. That's something that the government's obviously been dealing with for years. So that's not something that's going to change. In other wrap-up news here, 3 Pennsylvania teens are facing disorderly conduct charges after allegedly plastering a home and a pair of cars with cheese slices. Now, the trio of 18-year-old man and a 17-year-old and 2 17-year-old minors allegedly tossed queso. Imagine the smell of that queso in a residence in Girard, Pennsylvania on Saturday morning. So basically, the teens decided to do a prank, and they smeared queso all over the person's house, inside their house, on their cars. Can you imagine the smell that was awaiting the homeowner, and the mess that needed to be cleaned? They need their behinds beat. I don't know about that, but they're definitely going to do a little bit of time. This was just funny to me. I found that this prank, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was very well thought out. Queso is they must have had an issue. They definitely had an issue with the people. That would be the only reason why you would do such a horrible thing to somebody. So that's interesting. That I get. I would be pissed off about that. They just wanted them to know that This house is nachos. Really? Okay, DW Designs. We appreciate the humor now. A 28-year-old woman who wanted to promote her Instagram page. A 28-year-old woman wanted to promote her Instagram page, attempted to blend in with high school students in Miami. Monday's stunt at American Senior High School landed Audrey Francisquini in jail, where she is facing charges of burglary, interfering with school function, and resisting arrest without violence. Now, she went to the high school to hand out pamphlets printed with her Instagram account after sneaking onto the campus at 8:30. So this 28-year-old woman wanted high schoolers to follow her. Strange, right? Like what would that do for your Instagram account? I don't know. Now, she was strolling through the school halls, passing out her info, finally tracked down by security, but she escaped off campus only to be caught up by the very pamphlets she was showing with her Instagram info. She was later arrested at a residence. Now, the length people will go to for a bit of attention. People are attention crazed, social media crazed these days. Why? I don't know. This is nuts that she needed that much attention to live her life. And the attention was, you wanted some kids. These are kids. You're 28 years old. What would that do for your Instagram page besides make you look like a pedophile, which you already do? You had to have something wrong. I'm just going to go on a limb and say she had something mentally going on with her. I don't know. I can't say for sure because I don't know the lady, but it sounds like she got something going on upstairs. The woman is old enough. Now, the woman is old enough to know better. Now,
ta-da!
She's old enough to know better. She's old enough to do better. Why are people so consumed with social media? Hey, MEJ, I see you on here. What's your thoughts on this?
Maybe she was trying to boost her numbers so she could get an affiliate deal. I'm just trying to give some kind of reason why a 28-year-old woman would want children following her.
Yeah, because I don't see that bolstering anything on Instagram. I see you going to jail like you did from doing nonsense. That trying to go viral by soliciting minors is obviously not the way to build an honest following. That's
right. She should be at the bingo hall or somewhere where there's people.
28. Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. The bingo hall. She's not that old, but okay. Hand out things. A lot of people. I got it. Okay, to hand out the pamphlets. That makes sense. I'm like, she ain't that old. Dang.
No,
like, is she old? Where you putting us at? I play bingo too.
Right. We go to late night bingo. There's a lot of people there. All those people with the little.
Oh, they get serious. They get serious up in there playing bingo, okay? With all the machines. Some people be having 10, 12 machines up in there.
Tables lined up.
When they do cards, they got like 100 cards and they like
at a time, and they just fill up the trash can. I don't understand it, but maybe she get better luck passing them out somewhere where there's a group of people.
How about she just cut it out? It's a wrap. She went to jail now. She's been charged with interfering with school function, resisting arrest, and faces burglary charges. So she should probably, and she's now been in the news.
And now she's viral. Hey. And now
she's she got what she wanted.
Right.
I'm gonna go check her out. Might even be her friend. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. Now, I don't know what her goal was. That guy 86 says she was just trying to get her kids some IG followers. You know what? That might be that. Hey, that might be it. That's a good excuse. Not a good excuse to be on campus, but it's an understandable reason for being there is that you were trying to do something for your child. Now, if you're doing it for yourself, then you're sick. But if you're just trying to maybe help out your child, I can understand. But I still don't understand why you was on campus. You probably should have just did that somewhere else.
No,
but
That's still sick. My children don't need that many followers that you need to go solicit and end up in jail.
Well, maybe again, then we're saying that maybe her child is disabled or something, and she just wanted to build up the following so people can understand what the child is going through. There's a whole lot of things that could be going on with somebody and their situation. So I can't speculate, or I can speculate.
You're
But
reaching.
anyway, let's move on from this silly lady. I wish her all the best. I hope she gets the help that she needs. As far as Millville family has filed a civil lawsuit against a local McDonald's in South Jersey, where they allegedly purchased a burger with poop stains on its wrapper. Now, this has been confirmed. Amanda Bordeaux filed a 6-count civil suit last week in Cumberland County Superior Court, claiming she and her family were sickened and suffered emotional distress after they went to the fast food franchise on January 13th, came home with their yummy, yummy burgers, opened it up to the smell and stench and disgusting stains on their wrapper, their burger wrapper. Now, that's gross. Now, this is disgusting, and some people are just disgusting people, or they just simply had a grudge to settle with these people. Either way, what a meal. I would be livid, and I think I would throw up. I'm not gonna lie. We probably would be heading back to that McDonald's, and we're about to do some dirty because you're not just about to just poop in my wrapper.
We're gonna sit in jail next to the Instagram pamphlet lady.
You're gonna have to do something. You got poo-poo on your wrapper.
This is why we don't eat McDonald's.
She might have got it on her fingers.
Oh no! Now you do.
Then you got somebody's poop on your fingers. You know what I mean? Have you ever got poop on your fingers? That's not
Somebody
good.
Come
it's
get
your
this
poop.
Fool.
But then you're gonna get somebody else's poop on your fingers. Why are you trying to eat a burger? Tell me you ain't gonna ever eat McDonald's again. I wouldn't. I don't eat McDonald's anyway, but still. Up next. Up next is our topic of the day. And the topic of the day is marriage still the goal from a relationship, or is cohabitation the new normal? But before we get to our topic of the day, we do need to pay some bills. So we'll be right back with Honors Radio and your host, Dante Smith.
Delta 8 vape cartridges from Chill Plus offers you an enjoyable, completely legal cannabis-like high delivered right to your front door. Combined with the hybrid flavors of herbal and pine, you'll find Chill Plus CBD Delta 8 vape cartridges will have you floating on the clouds. Chill Delta 8 vape cartridges pack a powerful punch thanks to its 900 milligrams of Delta 8 THC. It's the latest cannabinoid to hit the market, and much like its cousin Delta 9 THC, it offers you a bold and buzzy psychotropic high. Hemp-derived Delta 8 is 100% legal and safe for consumption, inducing a wild psychotropic high that's ideal way to chill out alone or with friends. But you'll want to buy, and buy it quickly. As with anything this novel, the federal government won't let this last. So grab a Chill Plus Delta 8 vape cartridge and experience the buzz before the authorities try to kill it. For your Chill Delta 8 cartridge, click on the link in the description.
And we are back with Honors Radio and your host, Dante Smith. And yes, if you are interested in any Delta 8 or CBD products, go ahead and check out diamondcbd.com. Use that promo code HONOR to get your immediate 65% off. Now, it is time for our topic of the day. And again, that topic of the day is simple. Is marriage still the goal from a relationship, or is cohabitation the new normal? Do you think the generational change will ultimately influence the modern family in a negative way? Blasphemy. DW Designs is already into it, saying blasphemy. Now, the share of adults who have lived with a romantic partner is now higher than the share who have ever been married. I believe marriage is still, obviously, in my opinion, the goal. For couples in serious, dedicated relationships, people cohab for several different reasons. And some don't involve relationships that have a future result of marriage. The result of marriage in a relationship is subjective and situational. The paperwork doesn't create any further bond. It's the dedication and promises you make before God and family, if I'm correct. I'm learning new things every day. Now, Emmy J and I are engaged, but have lived together for almost 5 years. At this point, the goal was always progression in status, never a thought of just wanting to stay a boyfriend and just shack up. No one wants to just shack up. At least I don't. Now, we have literally been cohabitating for the entire time we've been together. Basically, like what 3 or 4 months in. So wow, damn, we're crazy. Anyway, but it has worked out so far, teaching each other on the fly, which is obviously not recommended. Everyone ain't us. Now, a cohab is obviously the norm these days, as people find commitment scary in relationships, which is interesting since nearly 40% of births in 2019 were from unmarried women, which is literally the ultimate commitment. Now, if cohabitation is done correctly and in the same terms as marriage, I can see it being successful in today's age. But it has to be on the same terms as a marriage. I mean, you're following the same rules, the same bylaws, whatever you want to call them. What do you guys think on that? Amy J, what's your thought?
Sorry, I was reading the comment about the milk for free. Because that's the old saying. Yeah, that's the old saying is why buy the cow when you get the milk for free.
Oh, okay. I see the comment here from DW Designs. Marriage is still the goal,
said that.
but not for everyone. But what you're not going to do is get the milk for free. I absolutely understand that 100%. I'm on the fence with this one. Okay, well, tell me what you're on the fence about. We'd love to get your call in and hear your thoughts on the topic. While we're waiting for other call-ins, Emmy J, what did you have on the topic today?
Well, I think that cohabitation, if you're going into it thinking that knowing that you'll never get married, this is not what I want. Some people just don't want that. They don't want that tie to someone else, but they feel like, as far as that piece of paper is concerned, but cohabitating, living as if you are married, to some people is enough. I don't know if it's necessarily like I have an easy out.
Right.
But because I mean, that's what some people automatically assume. Oh, if you don't want to get married, that's just because you're afraid of commitment or you want an easy out. Not necessarily. Some people just don't want to tie their selves to someone else permanently.
Yeah, but with the statistics, it is saying 40% of births were from unmarried women. So they're creating the ultimate commitment. So how are you afraid of one commitment and not one that is the ultimate commitment, which is taking care of another individual?
Because people are crazy.
I mean, it doesn't. So well, people tend to. DW Design says, why live with them? Well, people tend to cohabitate for a ton of different reasons. Financial reasons is a lot of why. There's a lot of why people cohabitate these days, especially with how expensive everything is. They just feel like it's easier that way. Now, most married and cohabitating adults cite love and companionship as a major reason why they decided to get married or move in with their partner. But about 4 in 10 cohabitators also say finances and convenience were important factors in their decision to actually move in with somebody. Now, 38% say moving in with their partner made sense financially, and 37% said it was out of convenience. So when I ask, do you believe cohabitation can lead to a difficulty raising children? What do you think about that when you hear those type of statistics? Are you laughing at the comments, Amy J? Amy J, you there?
Sorry, my phone was cut and I hit the mute button, didn't realize it. I'm trying to multitask. It's not working for me right now.
Lord. Okay. Well, Get it
But
together.
I'm also reading the comments here. Hold on. I saw the situationship rather than relationship, which is very true. Let's see what DW
Hello,
thinks.
am I on?
And yes, welcome DW Designs to Honors Radio. What's your thoughts on the topic?
Well, here's my thought. I'm a Christian woman, and I, as a Christian, have actually quote unquote shacked up with my now husband. However, in cohabitating, I knew our future goal was marriage. That was the focus, and that's where we wanted to get to is marriage. Um, if you're going into a relationship and a commitment, there has to be a goal that you're both working towards.
Right.
If that goal is not marriage, then why should you live together? If it's not a commitment and dedication for you to get that far and progress together, what is the purpose of it? So you have your apartment, I have mine, we're dating, cool, fine. You're learning yourself and you're learning each other, and then you can cohabitate if you decide marriage is the goal. And that's just my opinion, be it right, wrong, or indifferent.
Now, do you do you think marriage is essential to living a fulfilling life, or do you think people can live fulfilling lives cohabitating as well?
I'm sorry, my dog started barking. Yeah.
I said, do you think my doctor? Do you see marriage as being essential to living a fulfilling life, or do you believe that cohabitation can lead to a fulfilling life as well?
Oh, I believe either way could be
Either way,
fulfilling. There could be various reasons why one does not get married. I'm gonna give you an example. As we get older and age, Social Security and all of that starts clocking in, right? It may be
right,
more financially benefit for those cohabitating to not get married. So, so you have situations like that. There's various situations that you can look at, depending. But if indeed it does not impact you at that level, then why not take it to that committed goal of marrying?
right.
What's the difference?
That makes total sense. I appreciate your input on it. Did you have anything else on the topic? You sound very
Uh,
knowledgeable.
well, I've been on this earth a little while. I know a little something. In hindsight, I learned a lot of something. So not always knew what I know now, and still learning. But I've been on both sides of the coin. I've gone in without cohabitating and got married, and went off into the world of bliss. And then my second marriage actually cohabitated and then went off and got married. So I've been on both sides of the coin, but my goal has always been marriage. Marriage, some people are scared of marriage, but if you're scared of marriage, you're scared of commitment and dedication as well. Those go
Very
hand
true.
in hand.
Very true. Very true. Now, young adults are actually the ones. I think it's a generational thing. It's becoming a generational thing. As young adults are particularly more accepting of cohabitation these days. Looks like at 78% of those ages 18 to 29 say it's acceptable for unmarried couples to live together, even if they don't plan to get married. So it seems definitely like it's generational, but because cohabitation wasn't necessarily the hugest thing back in the day, people wanted to get married. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
and it doesn't seem like people want to get married these days. Tamika
yeah.
Smith, 2502 says marriage can be beautiful as long as both people are committed and in it for the long haul and for the right reasons. Absolutely correct.
Right, right. So you
Make sure
can't.
that you're always going in for the right reasons.
Yeah. So you can't go into a marriage or stay married. I will say as an example for the benefit of the children because it may not be healthy for the children. You have to consider your happiness and your peace. And
Uh,
so, yeah, I
it,
totally agree with that.
it does take some growth, so takes a little bit
Oh
of
yeah,
time.
it takes
Uh,
we all go in it honestly and earnestly trying to do the right thing. Unfortunately, we have some growth spurts and sometimes things don't go the way that we want them to go to. But as long as you learn from that experience, that's what it was there for all along, a learning opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, DW Designs, for your 2 cents. We do appreciate you joining us again today in the studio audience.
Sure,
Enjoy your day,
sure.
okay?
You do the same.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. And our topic of the day is almost concluded. I did want to mention about half of U.S. adults, 48%, say couples who live together before marriage have a better chance of having a successful marriage than those who don't live together before marriage. And 13% say couples who live together, excuse me, before marriage have a worse chance of having a successful marriage. And 38% say it doesn't make any difference. But it is almost time now. We're almost done with the show here today, everybody. We do have one more segment. You know, we always have our no, we always have our hemp news or our cannabis top news. I would normally go ahead and send this to commercial, but you know what? Let's go ahead and get through this. Let's knock this out today. We done paid enough bills. That's right. Yes, it's hemp news. It's that time of the show when we go through the latest cannabis news from across the nation. Today, Minnesota marijuana legalization. Getting a bill to legalize marijuana in Minnesota to the House floor has been no small task. But after advancing it through 12 committees in recent weeks, the measure's sponsor, Majority Leader Ryan Winkler, is expected to pass with some Republican support. Finally getting some support. Under the legislation, social equity would be prioritized in part by ensuring diverse licensing and preventing the market from being monopolized by corporate players. Now, prior marijuana records would also be automatically expunged. That is key to making sure all of this works. That has to be a main function or a main piece of any legislation is an automatic expungement. It has to be. On-site consumption and cannabis delivery services will be permitted under the bill. Now, unlike many legal states, local municipalities would be banned from prohibiting marijuana businesses from operating in their states. Okay, retail cannabis sales would be taxed at 10%. Part of that revenue would fund grant programs designed to promote economic development and community stability. The bill calls for the establishment of a seven-person cannabis management board, which again is standard for any legislation these days, is creating a cannabis management board that can oversee and make sure all the licensing and regulations are followed. They have to have that in order. Otherwise, it's mayhem. Now, people living in low-income neighborhoods and military veterans who lost honorable status due to cannabis-related offenses would be considered social equity applicants eligible for priority licensing, and cannabis retail sales would be launched on December 31st of 2022. Next up, in other cannabis national news, the Louisiana House of Representatives on Tuesday approved a bill to decriminalize marijuana possession, while a committee advanced separate legislation to impose taxes on cannabis sales if the state ends up enacting broader legislation. Meanwhile, a measure to legalize marijuana sales is scheduled for a vote on the House floor on Wednesday. Members approved the revised bill in a 67-25 vote. Adults will pay a 15% sales tax. That is a crazy sales tax on cannabis products, in addition to state and local taxes. Revenues would be split between the state general fund and the local jurisdiction where sales tax placed. Additionally, a Senate committee advanced a bill on Monday that would impose taxes on raw marijuana flower if those smokable products are legalized for medical use or under another measure that cleared the House last week. The legislation would allow adults 21 and older to purchase and possess marijuana from a licensed retailer. Possession of up to 2.5 pounds of cannabis would be lawful. That is a lot of cannabis. Regulators would be tasked with creating a permit for adults to grow up to 6 plants for personal use. Now, seems like the state of Louisiana is making strides in cannabis legalization, and I look forward to sharing the final approval and law start date with you all. And our final cannabis national story, the Missouri House voted Tuesday afternoon to require state regulators to turn over ownership information for businesses granted medical marijuana licenses to legislative oversight committees. The amendment, which was approved 82 to 59 was sponsored by Representative Peter Meredith. After analysis by the Independent and Missourian of 192 dispensary licenses issued by the state, found several instances where a single entity was connected to more than 5 dispensary licenses. So one place was running them all. Okay. According to the Constitution, the state can't issue more than 5 dispensary licenses to any entity under substantially common control, ownership, or management. The situation has bred suspicion, especially concerning more than a year of scrutiny by state lawmakers into a widespread reports of irregularities in how license applications. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry, my system went all crazy on me there. That was weird. The situation license application. Now, DHSS justifies withholding the information for public disclosure by pointing to a portion of the Medical Marijuana Constitution Amendment adopted by the voters in 2018 that says that the department shall maintain the confidentiality of reports or other information obtained from an applicant or licensee containing individualized data, information, or records related to licensee or operation. So basically, he's quoting some legislation to them in order for them to allow this. Now, to not allow it, excuse me. Now, the legislation now heads back to the Senate, where it can either vote to send it to the governor or request a conference committee to work out differences with the House. And that was an amazing Thursday special edition. Again, we are so sorry we weren't live on a Wednesday. Just couldn't get it done. But we had a good time today as we served up the nation's top news and discussed some great topics. But, it's time to go. And with that being said, that is going to be it for us here at Honors Radio with your host, Dante Smith, and our amazing host, and our beautiful host, Emmy J. Well, we just served up our nation's top news on Podbean Live. Remember to share and subscribe and help us build Honors Radio from the ground on up. And remember, we now have our patrons only section for our listeners who would like to become a part of the Honors Radio family and donate and keep our operation running smoothly and our content fresh and informative. Our patrons level starts at $1 all the way up to $25, each with its own special features and rewards. To become a patron, just click the Become a Patron button, people, and voila, you are now part of the Honors Radio family. And you've now helped us, and you helped Emmy J serve up the nation's top news that you care to hear. Join us again on Friday. Yes, people, that is tomorrow. We'll be locked and loaded at 7:30 Central Standard Time as co-host Emmy J joins us in the studio to discuss more of the nation's top news. Don't forget to share and subscribe to Honors Radio. Have a blessed day, and we, people, are out. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I really appreciate you joining me on this rare Thursday. It means so much to me. Thank you for joining, everybody. Have a blessed night.